What is it?
Pinot Grigio or Cabernet.
I'm happy. So when I saw you at breakfast, I had just been to the gym with my dad, and then we went for breakfast. And it does. Good for you. Island gin. Yeah, for about half my
He's not the one that's
I look at it. You ever get it? Yeah. I don't like it.
Oh, I saw light behind me. I thought it was cops.
Is this a...
We were literally all in this. Oh, but this is my and this. The high school was out of electricity. Next town over where I live was out of electricity. It was wild. And then a couple
Pele, the soccer person. And a guided tour from the museum park.
It's all about music. Because music is a better teacher.
Why? I'm the big girl. Yeah. I'm the big girl.
I don't have a sexy dress on. Give me that pose. There's her pose. She always poses.
Phyllis.
She always
I didn't give you a real...
Thank you. What a great... A day with favorite mom plates.
Yay, we love Tara. We love Tara. She's in our heart all the time.
He's going to get a lot of money. A lot of money. A lot of money. Steve Hankin, major donor. Pictures. Hug him. Hug him. Hug him. Hug him. Everybody that walks by. He had the whole history.
So get your tickets out.
Renee from the real estate. She's always to see what
up, Big One?
Where's how are you?
Jay was already here.
Good.
Good.
How are you?
That's the part that is absolutely devastating. And we see the same thing. I mean, I'm raising money
Oh,
for
I need
Africa.
lipstick.
Me speaking tonight is kind of bittersweet because Tara would never let me speak for her. This would be one of the few exceptions. Tara would say she was overwhelmed. She would tell you to no end, this is humbling to her and very important to her. She would tell you that this is unbelievable, this community support for her, her foundation, and she would tell you that she wasn't worthy of this much support. There's no way to thank everybody who did everything tonight. The committee was unbelievable. All the people who helped us were unbelievable, and I would only, if I started naming people, I would only offend people. What's important is this community has risen up, in my mind, to raise an incredible amount of money to help melanoma research. And obviously it affects me because it's my daughter who was a young woman. We had another family, someone more my age, the Kisby family, who was affected. This is a terrible disease. It is very difficult to defeat, and we need to find a solution to it because it's just a bad disease. But Tara would tell you it is your help, what you people have done, what the committee's done, what this community has done, and what we hope it will continue to do, that will make a difference. In the one Tara story that links this kind of together is last August, 3 days after brain surgery. The owner of Life is Good came to see Tara, and after talking to her for an hour and 45 minutes, he politely said, "I have to go and catch a plane." And as he stood up, he said, "Tara, I have to ask you one question. How do you get up every day?" And Tara, with no hesitation, said, "I have two choices. I can stay in bed and be depressed. I choose not to do that. I choose to get up every single day and see what I can do to have fun. I choose to get up and see what I can do to, what I can do," and the key word was I can do, to make my day better. And the third thing she said is, what can I do to help someone else? So in the worst of times with Tara, her concern was to help someone else. We thank you from our hearts, our family, Debbie, Christy, Lauren, for making Tara's dream come true and having us be a foundation to help other people. We cannot thank you as much for making Tara's dream come true to help other people.
Hi, I'm Tara's twin sister Lauren. I wanted to start tonight by thanking all of you for being here. We wanted tonight to be perfect because we know how much the foundation and this evening meant to Tara. I know she would be thrilled with all of the incredible support tonight, so thanks. Tara never realized what an inspiration she was to so many, or the impact that she had on everyone whose lives she touched. As many times as we told her, she never truly recognized how much she inspired us all every day with her incredible strength, contagious positivity, and love for life and having fun. Only Tara could adopt the phrase, "make the best of it," as her slogan after being diagnosed with melanoma, and then live by that motto as she fought for her life, knowing the odds were stacked against her. And only Tara could write a blog post to update people on news that was terrifying, yet somehow be incredibly upbeat about it. And only Tara would be courageous enough to demand such a positive outlook while herself quietly accepting what her outcome was going to be, and spending those last weeks subtly preparing us. Per the usual, Tara was more concerned with making sure everyone else was okay. Even though she didn't recognize it, others have. She was given Penn's Partner in Hope Award. She was nominated as one of Philly's 19 most fashionable women, and Shape.com selected her as one of their 6 most inspiring stories. We've also been so touched by how many people in the melanoma community have embraced her story. However, knowing how proud she was to be a lawyer, I know she really would have loved that she was selected as Widener Law School's Alumni of the Year. One alumni, who's actually here tonight, captured Tara perfectly in her nomination letter when she said, "In her 29 short years, Tara did more to improve the world around her than most people could hope to do in several lifetimes. Tara's persistently positive and courageous outlook throughout such a devastating time was the most inspiring thing I've ever witnessed. She fought to make things better for everyone around her, and she inspired friends and strangers alike. Tara truly left the world a better place than she found it." I really couldn't agree with that more. We wanted tonight to be about remembering Tara and celebrating her legacy. There are a few things that we think really define that. First, her ability to find the fun or silver lining in just about anything. She described gamma knife radiation her first time by saying, "I woke up with 4 screws in my skull, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, which were holding what they call a halo in place. So we did what anyone would do in this situation. We took a ton of pictures and made jokes about how I was literally screwed." I don't know many people who can make the best of that, or make a joke about it, or make a joke about having their head screwed into a box, but that was Tara. Second, her insane t-shirt collection. Tara had the perfect outfit for every occasion, even for surgeries and procedures. Her shirt always had a perfect message. It started with the one that said, "I'd rather be shopping." Then there was "More issues than Vogue" and "Ain't my first rodeo," to name a few. She showed up for her 4th brain surgery with a shirt that said, "My neurosurgeon flipped my lip." Even her neurosurgeon thought that one was pretty funny. Third, her ability to focus on the positive. In her blog, she talked a lot about being lucky, which seemed almost ironic in a cancer blog, but she did feel lucky. Most importantly, for the people in her life, but also for the doctors and resources she had to fight this disease. We explored treatments all over the world, and as we researched all of the options, we quickly realized there was no great answer for what the next step should be, or which treatments, if any, could save her life. Knowing there was such a lack of effective treatment options, Tara decided to start this foundation. She knew the money she raised would likely not fund the research that would find her cure, but she still wanted to change the odds for the next person in her shoes. She made it perfectly clear that no matter what her outcome was, she wanted us to wholeheartedly continue her mission through this foundation. Last but not least, how lucky Tara was, and our family is, to have Dr. Schechter. We all know that she has an incredible medical resume, but tonight, I wanted to share with you what truly makes her the best doctor in the world and forever a part of our family. When we called her from the ER that last time, she knew there was nothing left for us to do, but also knew us well enough to understand that we were struggling to accept it. So she sent my mom this text. "You have done everything possible to beat melanoma. As hard as it is to say, there's no more treatment. Bring your beautiful, courageous daughter home. She loves home. She loves her room. She loves all of you. You and she did fight till the end. Now she needs peace. You need to sit by her bed and read her the post to her page. Tell her she inspired our team to raise $100,000 to find a cure. Her inspiration and her words and actions on how to live and how to fight will carry on. We won't ever forget her. She has touched more people in this past year than most people do in a lifetime. I know not enough time, but as she lived courageously, she will die courageously, with grace, dignity, and humor. Dying well is really, really hard. Tara, the perfectionist, would also want this to be done just right. I love her and you. Bring her home. Dr. Schechter, the words you wrote are beautiful, and we will treasure them forever. But I do feel like if Tara were here, she would really want me to point out how proud of you she is for texting that much and using emoticons. So one last thing, I just wanted to thank you all so much for helping us carry on Tara's mission and her legacy with your support tonight. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the best doctor in the world, Dr. Schechter.
So this applause is for Tara, and so it really is my honor to be here tonight. As you know, I lead the melanoma program at the Abramson Cancer Center at Penn, but really it's my honor and privilege to have been Tara's medical oncologist, and I can actually say oncologist to people in this room. So it's really a special night to be here. It's a hard night. We're celebrating, but it's also, Tara spoke so beautifully here last year, and we really wanted her to be here this year. So this is still really hard, but it's an amazing tribute to Tara, this legacy, and this amazing family. I think most of you know or knew Tara, but not everybody in this room, which is really, I think, remarkable, that people have joined to support the Tara Miller Foundation, even though you didn't know her. So I just want to briefly say that she was inspiring, and that's a word that I think people frequently use. She was extraordinary. And how she faced her melanoma just so courageously. She had a really difficult course with her melanoma. You know, it was this very innocuous thing on her scalp. No one thought a big deal about it. It was cut out. Everything's going to be fine. A little recurrence, and then surgery, and then it was really difficult. As she talked about, she had multiple brain surgeries because the brain was where her melanoma tended to occur, and it was really, really difficult. She underwent many, many treatments, and each time she raised all of us. She was incredibly knowledgeable about her disease, as was her family, and she always asked, what's the next thing? What's the next clinical trial? And they did look all over the world, and I think she got some of the newest cutting-edge therapy. But as we'll talk about, it's not enough. She did have the new targeted therapies. She did have the brand new immunotherapies, and it just wasn't sufficient. So part of what tonight is about, and what Tara wanted us to do, was to find a cure for melanoma. And make sure that no one ever went through what she went through again. That's what tonight is about. And your generosity in coming out is really remarkable. When I see this room filled with people, we're just all astonished at what you've created. Tara was loving and generous and smart and incredibly funny. But more than honoring what a beautiful soul she was very clear about what we're supposed to be doing now. Yes, she was clear that we should live life and there should be joy and laughter, and she really tried to take care of everybody so that would occur. But she was also very clear with her foundation and her legacy that we were to fight hard, and we were to raise money, and we were to find a cure. So last year, this amazing community raised $330,000, which was amazing. And I want to tell you what your money did. So it is true that all of the money goes to fight melanoma and to support research. So two things. It supported 2 young women scientists and physicians. One, Dr. Thara Gandhar, is an incredible medical oncologist. She's the next generation. And the other is Dr. Ashi Ranatra. She's a basic scientist at the Wistar Institute. These are incredible, young, passionate, bright women who I think are such a great tribute to Tara. And one is trying to find new therapies with immunotherapy and combining new approaches, and the other is looking at what is driving melanoma cells to grow. And Ashi is finding new targets in melanoma that's going to lead to new therapies. So I think it would be great if we had them speak here next year, and you could really see the impact of supporting young scientist career and the next generation. So part of the funds went to support 2 really amazing young investigators. And the other part of the funds have been used to support 2 very important research projects. One is this idea of combining immunotherapy with radiation therapy. We call it RADVAX. So we're trying to trick the immune system in a unique way to make it more powerfully recognize the immune system. So the funds have gone to support a clinical trial, which important to understand is that when you provide funds for a new project, it allows us to compete for new and more grants. And so this seed that was funded through your funds went on to be supported by a Melanoma Research Association, other grants, so for RADVAX. So that's the power of this, the impact of your dollars, is that it is the seed money for new ideas that allows us to apply for grants to do greater and better work. The second important basic research that you supported was to try to take this new CAR T-cell technology to melanoma. So many of you have heard this amazing story of modifying T cells, and they've been used to treat young patients with leukemia and now adults with leukemia. We want to take this same strategy into melanoma. It's a really different way of thinking about how to tweak the immune system. And again, seed money to Dr. Vonderheid and Dr. Carl June allowed us to apply for a big SPORE grant, which is from the National Cancer Institute, which will fully fund that project. But this just shows you the amazing impact of your work and your generosity to support new investigators and to support cutting-edge research. So know that it's really making a difference, and I think that's what Tara would really want to know, that what she created and what this foundation is creating is momentum to get to better and better therapies for melanoma. Now, as I was preparing for tonight, I found a quote which I thought was helpful in thinking about legacy. And this was something actually that Ray Bradbury wrote, and it says, "Everyone must leave something behind when she dies. Something your hand touched, some way, so that your soul has somewhere to go when you die. Doesn't matter what you do, as long as you change something from the way it was before and touched into something that is like you after your hands take it away." And I think you can see that tonight, Tara shaped what the Tara Miller Foundation should be. And now with her guiding hand, she really continues to influence us and steer us and inspire us every day. I said at her funeral celebration that she expects big things from all of us. She expects us to raise the dollars and that she was going to be watching us. I said that at the funeral and that it would be known. And I don't know if all of you have seen this picture, but if you could put up this picture behind me. Is it behind me? There it is. Okay, this was last Tuesday, okay? If you didn't get the message before, you have the message now. Okay, she's serious. So tonight, you better beware. And I understand that when George Kisby died, electricity went out in Linwood, okay? These people are serious, they want action, and they want us to find a cure. So tonight, as we continue the silent auction and the live auction, know that you're making such a difference and you're carrying on Tara's amazing legacy. And I just want to end by saying to the Miller family, and to Debbie and George and Lauren and Christy, you are just an amazing, loving family. And I think how did Tara, and you have such an impact on all of us that we have gathered here tonight. And I can't thank you enough for what you've created, for the amazing sister and daughter that you had. What an impact. And I can just tell you, I just feel my life is so enriched by knowing all of you, and our continued contact and communication is so important to me. So I think we all want to thank the Miller family for what you've done. Now we should stand up.
I think now we're going to show a short clip of a few of Tara's speeches throughout the last few years. So you could play the clip now, please. Thank you.
Unfortunately, my story is far too common. Melanoma is the most common form of cancer for young adults aged 25 to 29, and the second most common cancer in adolescents and young adults aged 15 to 29. I first met Dr. Schuchter on a Friday afternoon in July when she spent 2.5 hours with my parents and me explaining the disease, explaining the treatment options, and making sure we completely understood everything. I can't even begin to explain how amazing Dr. Schuchter was at that first appointment and every single day since. I literally finished watching and waiting for the next doctor to come at all.
Good evening. How are you? You are a beautiful collection of humanity. You really are. After hearing that and hearing everything we've heard this evening, knowing the Miller family the way many of you do, being here tonight, each of you is doing something special. You are the best part of humanity. You are bringing the best part of yourselves here tonight. And as you heard Dr. Schuchter say and others say, what you have done, those of you who have been involved before tonight, what you have done is create something special. What you have done is help people you don't know, names you don't know. But you are on the way to getting a cure because of what you've committed to last year and this year. So for those of you who are here for the first time tonight, thank you very much for your involvement, and we wish that we would never have to ask for your involvement again, but we may have to. And if that day comes, we appreciate you returning and answering the call. There are a number of people here tonight that are so successful in their own right in their daily lives, in their families, in their businesses. We have people from all walks of life here. Wendy Hamilton from Sugar House Casino is here. The great folks from the Tropicana supporting this. We have folks who are in the finance profession and legal profession, and of course the medical profession. Vince Giannini from PHL 17 is here, Senior Vice President, also of DCW in Washington, D.C. From New York to Washington, people have come here to support this effort tonight. And we know you've come here doing the silent auction, buying your ticket, but that is not necessarily enough. We have one more thing we want you to do, and I've got a message about the silent auction after our live auction. But Tara said something very important that we need to remember, and I'll tell you what that is at the end. But the doctor also said something, and she said it last year as well. She described Tara this way. She said that Tara, in all of her experiences in practicing medicine, was the most extraordinary person she had ever met. That she was so caring and so courageous and had such dignity as well as a sense of humor. And she was inspirational. And you've heard other people use that word, inspiration. Well, it's your task right now to live up to that billing, to take that to the next step and the next level. If we're going to get to that next level, we've got to be inspired, and we can display our inspiration tonight in a very, very simple way, the easiest way possible.
As Tara said, she'd rather be shopping, so we're going to have Steve let you do some shopping.
Well, I'm getting to it. I need you to shop, and that's the point. So we have 5 items. Item number 1, I don't know if you have a list, so just go with this. The Eagles-Giants game of January 3rd, MetLife Stadium. It's the CBS Suite, so in other words, it's January 3rd, but don't worry about the weather. 2 tickets.
Just, I'll take it.
Okay. I have been told that that one's been removed from the list. We're on a roll here. Our next is the Royal Caribbean Cruise. Is that good? Good. A balcony cabin for 2. You can leave from any U.S. port. That means there's a wide range of types of cruises available. Not any port, but any port the Royal Caribbean does, and they do a lot. So that could be Alaska. You could leave from Seattle, go on an Alaska trip, Oahu they leave from, Baltimore, Miami, etc. So we're going to start the bidding on that at $750. So I here, and you have to help me out here, we have some spotters in the audience. $750 for the Royal Caribbean. Do we have $750? So, $1,300 over here, $1,300 over here, $1,400 over here, $1,400 here, $1,400, $1,800, $1,900, $1,900 for 19. 19 over there, 2,000, 2,000, over to 2,000. You got any experience? 2,000, 2,000. For 19 to 2, 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 2,021. This table goes up. You don't look at take over 25, but 55. 55. And either
You know, for everyone to convey how much they appreciate everyone's generosity throughout the whole weekend.